I can feel it. This is about to be a banger, and I know bangers. I know bangers. Spider-Man No Way Home has one of the greatest fights of all time between Tom Holland and William Dripfoe. And you guys know the drill. I say this a million times, but if every single one of y'all can just do me a small favor and smash the subscribe button, that'll help out a lot. DJ, you know what time it is. So the scene kicks off with Green Goblin chilling in the back of the alley like a crack addict, and he starts covering up his hover path thinking he's finally about to put an end to his villainous activities. But Norman Osborn, your time has come. There's no way out of this one.
Coward, we have a new world to conquer. Find Peter Parker and make his life miserable. Haha!
And my boy Green Goblin starts getting PTSD, dating all the way back to 2002. I know he heard that voice and was like,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
My guy knew exactly what events were about to unfold next. It looks like Green Goblin just popped some perk 30s and was about to tweak out, but turns out he was fighting the same old demons he was fighting from 22 years ago. So the mask then starts whispering evil intents into Green Goblin, and even though he had a change of heart, he wanted to become a better person. Like bro even went to Aunt May's place to get some advice, but it clearly wasn't enough because Green Goblin starts freaking out, and in result he smashes his mask with a rock and then waddles away. Like nah, peep how they even designed the mask to be more nefarious than the original one. Bro, I would have ran away as well if that thing started talking to me. So now we arrive at Happy's apartment, which we all know is about to be the calm before the storm, moments before disaster. Because who in their right mind would bring all of Spider-Man's ops into one building? You're just asking for something to go down. Like look at Tom Holland's face, even he knew that this wasn't a bright idea. My boy was hitting the Captain America. He knew dang well that this was not gonna end well. Even Doc Ock was skeptical about this entire situation. He started pressing Tom Holland. And notice how I didn't call him Spider-Man and used his real government name. Yeah, I'll definitely explain later why Tom Holland does not deserve the right to be called Spider-Man.
He's gonna kill us all.
Like that's exactly what I'm trying to say, Doc Ock. This man Green Goblin really got rebooted back to life 20 years later, and you don't expect him to be on the same type of timing he was on before? Like don't you find that suspicious? So we make it inside of the lab where Tom Holland and Green Goblin are cooking up a cure for Doc Ock, and their plan is to create a chip so that they can make Doc Ock's tentacles control him rather than him controlling the tentacles. Like bro, we really had a 19-year-old kid trying to find an immediate solution for Doc Ock's problems with Tony Stark's tech. But somehow his experiment works and he actually comes up with something, so I'ma just let him cook. Then Tom Holland proceeds to insert the chip inside of Doc Ock, and he tells us that the voices inside of his head are finally gone and that he's back to normal. Like bro, take this in. We really got Doc Ock turning into a good person before GTA 6. They need to hurry up with that game. They're taking way too long. And right as we all thought things were coming together, it was about to fall apart real quick. And when I mean quick, I mean quick. Hey, this is Happy. I just wanted to check in real quick. I just looked at the Ring doorbell footage, and can you tell me why the hell is there a cyborg with robotic feet and a Sandman inside of my apartment? And I know I said this at the start of the video, but might as well hit that subscribe button before we dive into the main fight of the video. That's all I'm asking for. So it's finally showtime, and literally out of nowhere, this man Tom Holland starts freaking out like he's having a psycho-forensic episode. I'm talking about this man's spidey senses were going berserk, and his instincts were telling him something we don't know. Like of course now out of all times he starts realizing something is wrong with allowing Green Goblin into his house. Like why couldn't Tom's spidey senses get activated at the very start when he was about to let them all in? Like did he buy those spidey senses off of Temu or something? If this was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he would have never allowed this scene to occur in the first place. He knows how dangerous Green Goblin really is. And everyone is like, what the hell is going on right now? They're just all standing there wondering why Tom Holland is losing his mind. But the thing is, he knows that there's an imposter in the room, and the first suspect that he drags his eyes towards is Electro. And then Tom Holland tries calming himself down like Avatar Aang, and he was second guessing his spidey senses if he actually has any in the first place. But then Tom finally makes the decision, the first move in the entire room. Tom Holland fires a web at Green Goblin, making his hand unable to move around, and then he hits this light-skinned turnaround and he starts talking about, hey Peter, do you know I can help you save 15% on car insurance? Like nah, this freaky lizard is always trying to promote his business. We all know that's a scam. Tell me one person that's actually signed up for Geico car insurance. Norman, no. Who the hell is Norman? I've never heard of him.
Huh?
And yeah, this is exactly where everyone in the room found out that this was not Norman, and even Tom Holland realized that this was the Green Goblin taking possession of Norman's body, just like the Winter Soldier taking over Bucky's body. And the Green Goblin just starts taking over completely, and he starts talking some sense into the rest of the villains.
These powers of yours, they're not curses, they're gifts. We were born with these abilities.
Doc Ock tries interceding Green Goblin's speech, only for him to get hit with the
Quiet, lapdog.
like, nah, how are you gonna let him call you a lapdog? Do you really think Doc Ock, yes, the Dr. Octavius, is gonna allow this type of disrespect? Like, use your common sense. That's what Marvel wants you to think to believe. This is not Doc Ock. It's fake. This is a clone version. He is not real. The actual Doc Ock would have blew this building to shreds if someone called him such an insult. And Green Goblin was ripping Tom Holland of all of his pride, cause he starts roasting his atrocious haircut.
Does Zendaya cut your hair? Because it's awful. Tell her to find you a new barber to fix that ugly side part.
So Tom Holland tells Aunt May to skedaddle out of the apartment before she gets done like her husband Uncle Ben. And then the fight finally starts, and we see Green Goblin hit Tom Holland with a mean right hook, bonking him off of the stairs and straight onto the ground. Like, bro, this man smacked Tom Holland so hard it made the metal bend. Like, I did not know Green Goblin was that strong, but I definitely don't have a good feeling about this. And then Sandman and Aunt May dip out of Happy's apartment like any other smart person, and this is where Havoc starts to break loose, because Electro starts beaming Doc Ock and sends his ass flying out of the building. And I know for a fact Jonah is gonna have a field day at the Daily Bugle. His sales are gonna be skyrocketing through the roof after he releases all of this premium footage. So Electro turns into Super Saiyan like he's in Dragon Ball, and he causes a gigantic tornado which releases the lizard into the wild. And bro, if you're a police officer and you were called in to investigate the scene, your best bet is to abort the mission, cause tell me why they're just standing there watching like NPCs. Like, do you want to die? Move around or something. And we get to the boxing, and Tom Holland hits him with a knuckle sandwich, but Green Goblin returns the favor with a punch of his own, sending Tom Holland flying out of the window. But then he suddenly recovers by webbing onto Green Goblin, and Mr. William Dripfoe had to remind Tom Holland why he's the weakest Spider-Man out of the four. Like, he's physically not built for the role of a superhero. He barely just hit puberty. So Green Goblin grabs Tom Holland's spiderweb and makes him do a 360, smashing him into some more glass. I know Happy is gonna be tight when he sees his entire apartment getting used as a McDonald's play area. Like, Happy is gonna get charged with $5 million in property damage for all of these damages. Like, those New York housing prices are not to be played around with. I know some of you guys living in NYC can relate. You're better off living in a wooden hut. So Green Goblin lands on top of Tom Holland, and my boy is really out here struggling against someone triple his own age. Like, how are you getting folded by a retired villain? He's not even supposed to be alive right now. I don't know who got his reboot card. And then Tom Holland is like, now is my time, cause he webs himself towards the roof and uses Green Goblin as a skateboard and hits him with a Robin special, sending him crashing through the floor and onto the balcony. And bro, how are you Spider-Man, but the best move that you can come up with is a singular punch and then attempting to run away right after? Like, is this your king? Ain't no way this is who you guys call the GOAT Spider-Man. I don't know anyone except for Zendaya and like 5 other people that call him the best Spider-Man. At this point, Green Goblin is just farming clips on Tom Holland because he grabs his leg, and right as he's about to escape, he tosses him through the window like a beanbag. And yo, he got this man Tom Holland looking mad crazy on the floor. I know Zendaya was watching this fight scene in the theaters and dumped Tom Holland the second the movie ended. This is an absolute unexcusable performance. You are a superhero. You need to lock in. So Tom Holland gets booted against the wall, and I want you guys to see how much aura the Green Goblin has, because all bro did was break into the hallway and he had Tom Holland having a whole aneurysm. Like, dog, what are you even flinching at? This man Tom is real life shivering in his boots right now. He's not built for this. Green Goblin walks up on Tom Holland, and this man really has no attacks in his moveset, no attacks in his bag, because he tries launching a bench at Green Goblin. Like, be for real right now. What was that supposed to do? You're fighting against the strongest villain in Spider-Man history. You have to try harder than that. So Tom Holland goes in for a right hook, but Wavy Osborn blocks it and then hits him with a powerful blow, sending him flying across the hallway. But But this was definitely Tom Holland's breaking point. This was his last straw because he jumps off of the wall like he's Mario and starts going to town on Green Goblin's face. And oh, nah, this man is crazy because he just starts hysterically laughing. Like, bro, he is not normal. There's something wrong with this dude. But yeah, at this point, we all knew it was a done deal. It was wraps for Tom Holland because as soon as someone starts tanking your attacks while you're trying your absolute hardest, there's not much left you can do anymore. Green Goblin proceeds to hit Tom Holland with a WWE finisher. It makes him crash through the floor. Like, this man is a pure disappointment. I have no words left for him. And to make things even worse, this man Tom Holland exposes himself to J. Jonah Jameson, and I know he was confused after he saw that Spider-Man is a random little British kid. And we even had the Lizard join on the action and throw around Tom Holland. Like, this man is literally free eats for anyone. He's not safe around here. So Green Goblin hits Tom off of the wall and Batista bombs him through at least like 5 floors. Like, at this point, nobody can save this man because even Aunt May tries injecting a serum inside of Green Goblin, but it results in him crashing out even more. Like, dog, he was grabbing Tom Holland by his hair and had him in a crazy pose. I was ready to look away from my screen because this was just way too much, even as a Tom Holland hater. And instead of running away, Aunt May just stood there, which leads her to getting packed up by Green Goblin's hover pad. And then Green Goblin just put on some drippy clothing real quick like he's in GTA. He's gotta make sure he's clean while catching bodies. But then he tosses an explosive at her, and being Spider-Man, you would expect him to catch the bomb, right? Yeah, I don't got too much more to say. This man Tom Holland is a certified fraud. You are not Spider-Man. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. And if you guys made it to the very end, might as well hit that subscribe button if you want to see me cover more Spider-Man films. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm out of this thing, man.